Hello. I'm a couple of minutes behind, but I'm here. Hey, everybody. It is Motivating the Motivator time. Hello. It is noon here on the East Coast. That means it's time to get motivated. It's time to listen to some people, listen to some black women, listen to some women who are inspirational, who motivate me, who I love and admire. And I love doing this. It started out as just me trying to make sure I amplify the voices of black women and women of color. And now I'm just like, yo, I'm just looking forward to every single episode. So right now, today we have, oh my gosh, this one is going to be, so, well, you know what I say to every, um, today I have a mother-daughter duo. And that's what makes it so lovely. So today I have Akua Wilder and Jaki George. So they are on today. They're mother and daughter. I invited her in, but I think she's in. I think she's in. There they go. I'm giving you guys an intro. Hey y'all, I'm giving you an intro. Oh wait, I have feedback. Maybe you need to turn it down a little bit.
Turn it down? Okay, sorry.
A little bit. So today is Jaki George, Akua Wilder. Yeah, that's good. No more feedback. Oh, they've got water because they're outside.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hot. Where's your fans?
Oh. We didn't have time.
You got time. Someone I'm cheering it out to get a fan. This is why they are on. One, I love them both tremendously, like a whole lot. And Jaki and I, we go back to 1996, maybe.
Wow.
All I know is hey Debbie, we met in the church because Jaki would just come and sit upstairs, and I come in from the club, and I go upstairs to church. I didn't say it out loud, but it's okay. But hey, I was coming to get the word. But we would always, but we started to just chat and talk. And let me tell y'all, we've been talking, chatting, and loving on each other ever.
That's right.
Yes, Debbie said we're some old spirits. Yes, we are. Hey, Bianca. So we are old spirits. So that's that. That's how I love Jaki so much. Now, when we love each other so much, we start to love our families. So she loves my family. I love her family. And today I'm going to highlight her daughter, Akua, who first it was like, okay, I love you because I love your mama. And then it's nice. Then it just turns to, I just love you. So now I know. So and here's the thing, I'm just not going to have us on here because it's like, oh, I really love them and like them. They're amazing. They are inspirational. They're powerful women. And I really, really, really wanted them both on because the mother-daughter dynamic is complicated and it's lovely and it is powerful and it is, it's necessary. And so many relationships of mothers and daughters, but the two of them, and it's so fitting. I mean, I started this whole series with my mom and now interviewing my mother, and now I get to interview the two of you. And I'm so excited because Jaki is a social worker, Akua is a business owner, and we will chat about that because I use her stuff. That's why when people say I look gorgeous, I'm like, well, I'm gonna give some of that to Akua right there.
I'll take it.
You'll take it. So,
and she's also a fabulous wedding singer.
Actually, she's a fabulous singer.
Yes, period.
Hey,
yes.
Anika. Hey, Karen. She is a singer, and you're right. I should have said that too, because I'm so focused on these Wilder juices. She just started a business, y'all.
That's all right.
Yeah, but I will tell you this. So here's my quick little intro thingy for Akua really quick. So she is the mother of 3. And if she stands up, you're going to want to knock her down because she has the body and you're just like really ticked off that she's the mother of 3. That's 1. 2, in the middle of all of this, the quarantine, the whole everything, she started a business. She began this business. It's Wilder Juices is the company. So yes, there are juices, but I use her sea moss products. And one of the things about it is she delivers. She's got the kids. She got a kid on a hip, kid on a boob, and a kid running behind her. And she is like, here's your stuff. Because she is the modern day, I can do it all, but I still need help. So there's mom, and there's the support system.
Yes.
And there is this whole, mom is there, I got you, you can do it. I got you most of the time because you're still the mama, but I still got you. So there's this balance that they work on and that they work through that is absolutely amazingly beautiful. So I wanted to just start with that. So I want to start this whole thing off before we talk about the businesses and what you all do and the professional stuff. I want to talk about the mother-daughter dynamic. So yeah, how you all have a beautiful relationship. We know it's not perfect because life isn't perfect and people aren't perfect. But what I would love is for you all to just talk about how you all got to where you are now, how you got to the relationship that you all have, and then just let people know what the relationship is.
Okay, sure. I never knew that back in 1988, August of 1988, that this young lady sitting here was going to end up being one of my best friends. When I was pregnant with her, I said, oh my God, what have I done? After I had my second child in 1987, I thought that was my last one, and I wanted to sleep on my belly for the rest of my life. And I remember a friend saying to me, what are you going to do? I said, what do you mean what I'm going to do? I'm going to have another baby. That's what I'm going to do. And she was a tough cookie. She was a tough cookie, like her middle one now, Savion. Yes. She had a mind of her own. She was strong-willed. Yes. She was like a bull, and she anchored in, and I found myself screaming and spanking them little legs and spanking those little hands, and it was too much. It was too much. I had to figure out, I had to take several different routes to Akua. And before she became lady, I had to take several different routes, and I was the one who had to change up, you know, because she was sure-footed. She was very strong and strong-willed. Yeah. And but today, go fast forwarding to today, what a mother she is. What patience she has. I'm a cancer survivor. In 2013, she came into my home and she grabbed all of you. She cleaned my home. Yes, and she said, you got to drink coconut water. You got to stay hydrated. And Ma, why are you eating that garbage? You need to stay out of Mickey D's, and you know, you need to eat clean. You need to eat green, which is how I trained them. They were vegan babies, veggie babies, and tofu dogs until their dad cooked them a real hot dog one day, and that went down the drain. But it's a hard journey when you're going in a different direction from the crowd, and when you're raising children and your folks around you, your closest folks around you say, I'm gonna straighten that girl's hair. When you leave her with me, I'm gonna straighten her hair, and I'm gonna give these babies some pork chops when you leave. It's hard when you have family that don't see the vision that you see and the direction you're going in with your kid. Yeah. Thank God she picked up that vision. She not only picked it up, but she went further than I ever thought that I would be able to go, because I remember the Back to Edens and Live to Eat or Eat to Live, the Muhammad's book, and the different books that we read back in the 60s. Yes. And the 70s. Oh, the sun is real hot out here. And I remember starting on that journey. I remember having people over and folks saying to me, You gonna feed us that bird food again? Are you gonna feed us that rabbit food again? So there's so many deterrents from the direction that you're trying to go in, when you're trying to eat clean. And you know what? After my bout with cancer, I don't know why I know that I was stronger because of my start and my direction.
Yeah.
Who's to say what would have happened had I continued? But let me tell you something. Thanks to my daughter, thanks to God, thanks to a clearer understanding, it all really came together beautifully. And I got a chance to see my beautiful grandchildren. I got a chance to see this lady grow into a beautiful, kind, patient person that she is. And I'm living a life. I mean, we're dealing with COVID right now, but we've been quarantining. You know, we quarantine on the weekends, and I always get a good meal when I'm at her house. She has an excellent partner, great choice. We've gone through some ups and downs with mate choices and business decisions, but you know, I think when she had her children and I watched, you know, I'm old school, you know, I'm like, you know, pop them on the legs and send them dead. You know, she pays attention to the needs of each child. And, you know, back in the we grew up, it was all rolled up together and go to bed. There's no differentiation.
Right.
And so it's a learning process. It's a loving process. I love having her.
That's the best way to put it. I love that. It's a loving process.
It is.
Getting to where you all are. Yeah.
It really is. It really is. So I'm really enjoying, even though it's COVID, a lot of people have suffered. A lot of people have lost loved ones. I'm in my backyard right now, which I have been living. She and her children have been living back here with me for the past 6 months. And we never get enough time with each other. We need more time we make time to talk and to chat and to text, but it never seems to be enough time. We enjoy each other's company immensely, and people get a little envious. And you know, people like, that's your mom, you know, you look like sister.
You worked on that.
You worked on that. We did.
You worked on that. Yeah, but you worked on it. So that's Jackie, you know, Akua, because I'm always like queer. Akua. Sorry, we're gonna be proper here. So Akua, you tell me so that's Mom's version of how you all got to be where you are. What's your version of how you all got to be where you are?
My version on how we got to be where we are. There's one memory that stands out the most. And I hung out in the Bronx late night. I was grown. Yeah. Got on the bus, took a guy friend with me, and I just thought I was grown, and I had the best time of my life. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna have so much fun that I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life, because I know that when I go home, it's over. It's over. I feel like that was the start of everything for my mom's relationship, our relationship together, because all I can remember is when I got home and I said to my buddy, I said, you know, well, it was a good time. We had fun. We went to Skate Key. If you guys from you know, yes, we went to Skate Key. We had a good time. And got off the bus, walked up the block. I had many nights of walking up the block in the dark by myself, thinking, oh crap, you know, mom's gonna hand it to me. But this night was special. Opened the door. And, you know, for old school moms, you know, I was smiling like, hey, Mom, you know, real happy, excited. And like, boop. All I knew was that I ended up in the living room, and I was at the door. I was at the front door for sure. And I ended up in the living room
because I know the layout of the house.
Exactly. I don't know how. I didn't know my mother was that strong. First off, I had no clue. But that night I definitely found out how strong my mother was. I found out that she was human. I found out that she really cared for me. And I don't know why all this made sense. Maybe she really did knock some sense into me. But
it's true. You can knock sense into your children.
I definitely saw stars. And I got up. Yeah. No. I used to see pink elephants. Like in school, I used to see pink elephants. That was my thing. But I got up and I was just like, you know, she loves me. I don't know why. It sounds ridiculous.
No.
At that moment, I said to myself, wow. And I wasn't angry at her. I wasn't angry. I knew I did wrong. I knew that I took a chance, and I knew it was foolish. Skate key, you know, that's the spot where usually things pop off. So, you know what I mean? So it was really, really exciting to me to know, wow, I have somebody that cares for me so much, you know, and I can't live this story down. I have so many Akua stories that I don't get to live anything down. That was one of them that defined our relationship. Another story that defined our relationship, I think the first time I ever saw my mother cry. And it wasn't even through cancer. It was, I hurt her feelings. And it probably had something to do with a boy. I think, right?
Money?
No, I don't think it was money. But we ever fight about money?
You don't remember those?
What did I do?
I'm not gonna tell everybody.
Oh, dag, it must have been bad.
It was pretty bad.
I don't even remember, so we won't go there.
No, we ain't gonna.
She might knock me out again.
No.
So
Kojo just wrote, I have Akua stories too. Kojo, you know, don't write them. That's the older brother.
See, okay. But I made her cry, and I don't remember exactly what I did, but that was another defining moment for me because I realized that she was human. Right. And she wasn't just my mom, and she wasn't just the person that's supposed to feed me, supposed to clothe me, supposed to take care of me. And that's what you have in your mind. You have in your mind that this person is supposed to work for you, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think that I had to learn that the hard ways. You know, I don't think a whole lot of events happened before I started to realize that my mother was special to me. I know I did put her through some things. I think 16, 17, 18 were some pretty hard years. It was some pretty hard years for myself. I had things that happened to me that I had to reveal to my mom, you know, and I made some choices that I don't say that I continue to blame myself for today, but I made some choices that kind of defined who I am today. And I twisted it and turned it into a positive rather than a negative. Some scars, you know, that you can't some things you can't forget, you can't change. Some people come into your life, and your mom, she might as well have said, go do what you want to do, because that's what I did. And I went against her because she fought so hard. And I just didn't realize that she loved me so much. I didn't understand. And now having my kids, it's like, whoa. I never felt so vulnerable. I never felt so, I never saw the innocence in children until I had my own kids. I never had so much fear. I thought I had fear as a kid walking down the street in New York when I used to take the trains and the buses, but there's nothing like, and it's a fear. It's a good fear. It's not a fear of like, I'm scared of the people, you know, somebody coming to knock me out or something. It's a fear of God. It's a fear of being a role model and realizing that people are watching you. You know, as a performer, when I stand on the stage, there's little kids standing in the front looking up to me. And these people are watching me. The people in the crowd are watching me. Everyone is watching me that, you know, I'm presenting myself to, which has been a huge task. And my mom has helped to cultivate that in me and create that in me by showing me her talents, her poetry, her short stories, her songs. She's written songs for my kids, each of my kids, poems for each of my kids. fat leg princess for my daughter. You know, I was 21 having a baby and with the wrong choice of a mate, you know, and
It's the right choice. He gave you got Layla.
Oh my God.
no, you know,
Layla's amazing.
she's incredible.
That's the grandbaby.
Yeah,
that's the first
yeah.
grandbaby. So
she was the first grandbaby. She was the first grandchild in the family, and so she was a big deal. She is a big deal. She's 11 now, and I just remember my mother never said that I was wrong. She never said,
I told you so.
I told you so. She never said, you know, that anything I did was bad or a negative choice. Nothing. She embraced me my whole pregnancy. Oh, I had pregnancy massages. I had, you know, she just took care of me and she showed me how to love. So that's really what built us up.
Perfection. She showed you how to love.
She showed me how to love. She showed me that it was okay to make mistakes. And I swear, I never saw my mother sad or upset or crying in a way where I felt like, you know, I mean, after all the stuff I put her through, I never saw that anymore. You know, even through cancer, I couldn't believe that she was smiling every day.
Cracking jokes.
Cracking jokes. She was just thankful.
Yeah. I remember the day that her hair was falling out and she came, stood over me in the bed, and she was just like handful of hair and scissors, and she goes to me and my brother, my oldest brother, Kwame. She goes, "It's time. Let's do this." And we cried. We all cried. And we just cut her hair out and we sang songs. We sang some like whisper and spinner songs, and
yeah, she's an old school queen.
Yeah. That's right. I remember those days like it was yesterday. So it was, I'm grateful because now I have the foundation for my family. And it's hard. I'm like, Dag, man, you really, the pedestal was pretty high. To emulate who she is. And, you know, I didn't know that it was as hard being a mom.
Yeah, it is, honest to God, the hardest job you'll ever have in your life. But out of all the jobs I could possibly have that whoop my ass, this being a mother is the job where you're like, okay, I'll take it. I'll still do it. It's the most rewarding thing ever. Even when you cry, even when you have to reveal your humanity and your humanness. Because I'll be honest, that's very hard to do. To in general in life, to be that vulnerable and to admit to your humanity is hard, but it is hard as a mom and queer. You're definitely seeing this to reveal that you are human. I'm tough, I'm strong, I'll whoop your ass, but guess what? I'm gonna cry because I'm hurt. And it's to be that courageous and vulnerable is not easy. No, but it's rewarding.
It's growth. Wow, what growth! Such growth. You know?
Yeah, it is. And it's, you know, some of so how Jackie is how Jackie is. But what she does for a living is she's a social worker. So it's funny. So how much of your training and your education goes into your mothering and your raising and your grandmothering and all that stuff? How much of what you do goes into that?
I had really, really excellent models in my mother, Kay George, my father, James George, and my grandmother, Irene Mason Garrett. And a lot of old school in there, a lot of good, solid ground, Bible believing scripture, Pig Latin, folklore, African folklore, Black folklore, a lot of reading from a very early age, memorizing poetry, Langston Hughes, from a very, very strong household, strong family in Harlem, great, strong family. That said, you have to get your education and you have to be better. Okay, there's no question about whether or not you're going to get a degree. So that was embedded in me.
Right.
I think the degree and the social work degree gave me other resources and alternatives, and it did help me become a better parent. Because had I gone with the James George variety of parenting, I would have just been smacking booties and screaming. And my daddy was great.
I know, because I love it, because you know our daddies, that's the best, and we love them so much.
Yes, and I would not have had probably the alternatives. Having a creative mind really helped also. And I also worked with figure skating in Harlem. In Harlem, I work with special needs students, and it's a different type of challenge working with special needs students. You have a different level of empathy. You learn to go slower. You learn to come up with alternatives that you probably would not do working with the general population. And you work until you're successful. And the success, the measure of the success doesn't matter as long as there's some success. When you're working with special needs children, they teach you an awful lot. And I've loved my 29 years in the Department of Education. Yes. And this year I'm going to be doing it remotely. Pray for me. I've loved my job. It's helped me. I would practice events on my kids. I would practice group sessions and practice different raps or songs or innovative ways to get to kids. And people have gone beyond my scope now because everything is internet. So, and I feel my slowdown, and I feel my saying, even today I was like, Latifah's not going to be here to interview us. Where's she going to be?
She's not tech savvy. Listen, the tech savvy, all that. She thought you were going to be right in front of us, interviewing us like Oprah. So I had to explain to her that we were going to do this on the internet. And that was a little, she was like 3 minutes before, like, what?
Where's Latifah? How come she's not here? But being a social worker has assisted me a whole lot. Learning psychology of different age groups and how students and how kids think and how their brain functions. It's made me a superb grandmother. I'm telling you, for the stuff that I might have missed out on with my 3, I look at Savion, and I look at his age placement as the middle child, and how much he needs and how much support he has to have. Layla getting ready to go through prepubescent, and hating every second of us talking to her about her period. And we got a period game with a uterus and some ovaries and fallopian tubes. And and watching the baby, like he is Akua's joy now, because she's had the time to calm down. See, this is what grandmas can do. Grandmas can calm down and raise because they have another eye and another wisdom that you can't have as a mom. Because as a mom, your job is keeping that teenager off the pole. Your job is keeping
unless the economy goes south.
I was only on the pole one time, and
all I can say is if that economy goes south, you don't know where you're gonna find me.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. The satin doll is looking pretty good every time I pass by Amy. So
she's talking about keeping people off the pole. I'm like, you don't want options to options.
Exactly. Listen, they make a lot of money, and I'm trying to get these breastfeeding boobs up.
Girl, me too. It's been 20 years. I'm still trying to get my breastfeeding boobs back up.
3 babies.
Oh God.
Sorry, y'all. We diverged.
Oh, well, you know what? I'll switch it up. I'll say we're trying to keep our girl daughters metaphorically off the pole. So I'll say it that way. All right. Anyway, and what we're trying to in this day and age, we're trying to make the world still understand that Black Lives Matter. And I had a moment during this period where I said, I still got to make people respect. I'm sorry, airplane.
That's all right.
Tell him to go.
I wish I was on that plane.
Oh, Atira is a mess.
In this day and age, we still have to force people to understand that Black Lives Matter. So when I look at my boys, and one is a chocolate deep Hershey Kiss Brown, and one is a mocha caramel drizzle. Beautiful.
I love how she describes my kids.
I mean, these kids are amazing.
They are.
And
they are.
we prepare these kids for the world. We have to prepare them for the angry people, the people who have less than. We have to prepare them for the germs and the warfare. We have to prepare our kids.
I mean, they're so happy. They're the happiest kids I think I've ever seen. Just carefree and
I was cooking.
Just joyful. She's random. Sorry.
I know she is random.
I just realized I had put some crab cakes on. Okay, that's
And the next.
Sorry. You'll be the most deep conversation with Jaki, and she'll be like,
look, I work with special needs kids, and I also ride the short bus.
I've been saying it for years. I'm like, no.
It's life. It's life.
On the floor with these kids, like when what she's saying, when she's like, we gotta prepare these kids, she goes in the trenches. So if there's somebody lying on the floor, she will get down on the floor and then she'll make them do push-ups. Like, like you gotta meet kids where they are, and them to, because the whole world is gonna think what they're gonna think, but we still gotta arm our kids with the self-confidence, with the power, with that self-power, with the understanding of community. We have to do all of that for them, and we do have to meet them where they are. And that's what I love about what you do with your kids. You legit meet them where they are. And if that's on the floor, Jackie's getting on the floor.
I'm on the floor.
Yeah.
He's on the floor. 6 feet away, but I'm on the floor.
Yeah, now 6 feet away. Yeah, I know. But all of those.
I don't know how I'm pre-retirement, but I don't know how the field of social work is going to go forward because people need touch. People need closeness. They need intimacy. And I think that folks kind of have it twisted about sex and intimacy, and they don't understand closeness and loving without the sex. Right. And you learn that in your different relationships, the teacher relationship, and of course the parent, the mother, grandmother relationships are important, but that social work, that intimate social work relationship where you're handing tissues and drying eyes and helping people come up with solutions that help you build a pattern for your life. You know, I don't, they're doing a lot of remote things in the field of social work. But I just don't know I really don't know how effective it's going to be. Yeah. But people are going to have to do it. They're going to have to make the switch. Yeah. And I don't know where the intimacy and the extra touch that you do give when you are face to face, when you are able to put your hand on somebody and say it's going to be all right. Yeah. So I don't know. We got to find out some virtual hands to do it.
It's true. I realized with my daughter, I didn't realize that I wasn't hugging her enough. With the issues he, has, daddy issues, just certain things that really get to her, and some experiences that she has had early on in her life. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that she needed more of me. And there's a void that I could never fill or fulfill for her. But I have to hug her more. I have to kiss her more. I mean, I have to do that because she sees me doing it to the little ones.
Right.
And I don't know if she remembers. I'm like, you got all of this. You're big now, you know, and that's not fair. I didn't realize how much
she needed.
And the funny thing is I hated that when I was a kid. Like I didn't. My mom rubs my legs and I'm like, oh, stop. And I don't know what's wrong with me, but, you know, I didn't realize how important it is to certain kids and people, you know. I also taught for a little bit, and kids need that embracement, you know, and you don't know what they're getting at home. But checking in on my own home, I realized that was something that needed to happen more for her. Was she needed mommy daughter time. She needed me to just kiss her and tell her I love her and how cute she is. And I consistently do that. My mom did that to me all the time. She tells me I'm beautiful all the time. When I was a kid, I felt like a frog. But I had some and she pulled up some recent pictures, and I was like, Mom, come on, Mom.
Oh, yeah. She was sending to me.
So I'm like, look at these pictures.
Akua was like, nah, I'm picking the pictures. I thought they were so cute. You look.
They were. They were.
Listen, I'm comfortable with me, especially now. I'm Mama life has really made me comfortable. I love myself. She taught me all of this stuff. And that's important to instill in your daughters and in your sons that they're beautiful. And because if you don't, they're going to be waiting for the wrong person to tell them that they're beautiful, you know, and that person might be the person that just tear them down. So when you already know that, when you already feel that, and when you already feel that love, you don't go out searching for it from somebody else. And I've learned that, and it took me a while to learn that. You know, it took me a while. So I'm grateful for that's another part of our relationship that I think is wonderful, is that my mom taught me how to love and how to be loved, and how to love my kids, you know.
Same sad story. Looking for love in all the wrong places.
All the wrong places. But you know,
this relationship thing, you know, we have such difficulty with relationships, with loving and with communicating, and communication is key.
Communication is number one.
Yes.
In any relationship, anything where there is this communication.
Yes.
Communication, definitely. You already spoke a little bit, Akua, on some of the things that mom did that inspired you as a mom. So just kind of segueing into your business, what are some of the things that, we'll talk about the business and some of the things that mom instilled in you that helped you as you were starting your business?
Some of the things that mom instilled in me.
Well, first, wait, tell what your business is. Got to go there first.
Okay, so, hi. So, I'm going to let this plane pass over me.
Yes. Let it pass.
Let it pass.
But really quick, while the plane is passing over, I am a walking billboard for her CMOS. Every single day I take a big old, and then twice a week I do my face. You know, and with that CMOS, but that has been part of a regimen. I use some other, turmeric stuff and ginger and things like that. So it's been but people have been like, oh my God, your skin is glowing. My skin, it's all, and I knew her stuff was good. When I went over to their house and I'm standing in the yard, you would have thought I had like a big glow all over me. They were like, yes! I was like, this is the freaking CMOS, y'all. But internal, it's on. So now that the plane has gone, that's my testimony. Her stuff is very good. And it comes wrapped up.
Yeah. And I just saw somebody say, healthy me.
Oh, that's Debbie.
Oh yeah. They said that they cook with it. So I did too. I just put a big pot of lentil soup yesterday and I added my CMOS in it. So I'm the crazy woman that's always like forcing people to eat more vegetables. And I'm cool with it. I'm growing to love it. My company is called Wilder Juices. And my honey bun did my logo. And you can go and find me on Instagram at Wilder Juices with an S. I pretty much started this company because I was tired of hearing people say that they don't feel good. That's the beginning. I don't feel good. I have migraines. My head is hurting. My back is hurting. My
arthritis.
bones, my arthritis.
It's good for that
anemia,
too. Very good.
Yeah, anemia, diabetes, cardiovascular issues. I went to school for education, and I sat in my biology class, and
fell in love.
I said to myself, what the heck am I doing
I'm
in
sorry, is
education?
Insta grimy? Is that Kwame?
That's my brother.
Okay, that's Kwame, because he's like, oh, that cat is his girlfriend. He's like, he makes her eat it every day. And then he's like, it's yucky. Sorry, go ahead.
It's not yucky. No.
Oh, it's yucky.
It's an acquired taste.
It tastes like,
okay,
like mushroom, the brown part of the mushroom underneath.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I make that taste real good too.
Yes, she does.
I love mushrooms, honey, but it's like making mushroom tea to me. But anyway, go ahead. With a little dirt mixed in.
Mushroom tea. All right, so I make the dirt moss, but so but I started the company for people and who didn't know how to take care of themselves or didn't have the time or felt like it was too much work. Because a lot of times I think we think that health is either costly or we think that it is time consuming. When people hear the word veganism, they think of snobs. They think of perfect people. Maybe, I don't know. That's just some things that I've heard. And so I wanted to try to turn my company into a company that is for everyone. For the people who love meat, like my brother, like I don't mean love meat. I mean like you know what I mean. They'll eat anything. Like they'll go to any country and just eat it and try it once. Those people and those people are the people that are coming to me, talking and asking me about transitioning into a healthier lifestyle.
Right.
Talk about your fast. The 30 days.
Yeah. So but the juices that's the main part of the business. I do cold pressed juices, and right now I do like packages. So if you want juices for a week, you can freeze them. I have eco-friendly mason jars, and so that's the beginning part of my business, and it's been going really, really well. I'm grateful for it. I've created all types of juices that basically help you to detox, to cleanse. Like I said, people with anemia, people with high blood pressure, which has run in my family, and I've seen so much of it. When you start to see people, especially people of color, having strokes and people dying of unnecessary diseases, it hurts. It hurts me, and I don't sleep comfortably at night knowing that so many people are dying of cancer and of diabetes and having heart attacks when they just simply stand up because their arteries are clogged. Some of these things can be prevented.
Yes.
Many of these things can be prevented. And diet is one of the things that, and I don't mean diet meaning restricting all of what you eat and love. I mean taking just a few steps to maybe add and implement a salad in your day and slowly get there. You know what I mean? I showcase a few meals that I prepare for my large family. Not only do I have 3 kids, but I have two step boys that come, and they're like huge. And, I had to cook for them as well. And preparing food and preparing juices and preparing the sea moss and getting them to eat it was kind of like my tester. I've been doing this for years. I've been working on my honey for years because he was a fast food eating, processed food eating, French fry eating, late night eating, you know, cake and pies, like whole pies. Like I can't even explain. Yes. He's been so he's been eating, he's been on the
and cooking vegan.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been on this journey for me, with me, and with our family. We've been doing it all together and transitioning. And my goal eventually is to hit towards an alkaline diet. But right now, I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned with the people that need my help. And so I try to be that example. I'm not perfect. I don't try to be. You know, sometimes I want what I want. You know, but even my wanting what I want, I don't think is anybody else's. So my mom I'll be like, yeah, I want some fried mushrooms. And she's like, you know,
that sounds good, actually.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Are you making them? You making them? I'll be over right after.
If you go on my stories, I post a whole bunch of things that I've cooked, and you know. But basically, I one thing I did. My mom was just talking about was I started a detox group, and it was about 6 of us. My mom joined as well, and I'm so thrilled because she's pre-diabetic, and
not anymore.
Yeah,
not anymore, y'all. Not anymore.
Yeah, I did a 30-day detox with some friends, some family, and I've been working with new clients and delivering juices to people around Passaic County, Bergen County, and the city. And like you said, with one on my boob, with one on my side, and just my daughter, I've been traveling around to different cities delivering juices, and it's been such a joy. People have donated. People have given me products to try and things to use, and I'm just so thrilled. I never thought it would be like this, especially I started in like in April. In April I started. And it just was something that my mom was like, just do it, just do it, just do it. My honey said to me, just do it. And I was like, how? You know, because you don't get the layout for starting a business. You know, nobody tells you specifically how to do it. So I just started. I just bought the best cold pressed juicer that I could find. And because I went to school for health, I started to add in everything that I knew about vitamins and minerals and how the body functions into it. And it just connected and made sense. And so now I'm on this path, I'm on this journey where I want to help people heal. I don't just want to sell juices. I enjoy having people send me pictures of the weight that they lost, of the food that they're eating in the morning. There people are calling me and they're saying, what the heck is dragon fruit? Like, you know, and it's so funny because I post all these exotic fruits and things that I'm eating, and my mom is like, what is this? Like, I don't want to eat this. It looks weird. But I just want to expose everybody to things that we're not used to. We don't see, even if we see them in the store, we don't see these things, and we don't see them for us.
Right.
You know, and it's so funny because I didn't think that this was going to blow up the way that it did. And I mean, for me, for small little me, I'm like, to me, this is blowing up because people trust in me to guide them on their journey and their health. And the detox journey.
It was
amazing. I lost all my baby weight, but you can't count me because I'm like a health person. So I'm a fitness specialist, even though I'll be honest, I don't work out as much as I should because I'm so focused on the business right now. And I'm trying to learn how to schedule everything in so that I can maintain my strength. Because it's not, I'm fit, but maintain my strength. And just stay focused on my goal and being motivated. So, but while the juices this is where it's at. I'm really
it is blowing up, and I know I was very vain when I was like, I look good, but it really does. But
everybody tuning in, Latifah's skin. I thought it was because she had just come back from Virginia. And then I kept looking at her. I said, wait a minute, this is something else. She looks phenomenal.
Thank
Oh,
you.
what a beautiful glow.
Yeah.
And I said, wait a minute, I got some of this stuff in the refrigerator. I'm going to stuff on my face.
But the most important thing is consistency.
It helps with my arthritis, though. I have to, that's why I was like, I really need to. I'm always saying that, but the one thing is my arthritis, it's not good. I mean, you know, I've got stage 4 in my right knee and stage 2 in my left knee of arthritis. And hey, but, you know, there's a part of the regimen, and it's all natural. Part of my regimen every day is the sea moss too. So having that, and then just making sure, of course, making sure I eat properly as well. So it's good that, I love that you don't just say, hey, drink this, you'll be healthy. I love that you let people know you can't drink this while you're eating fried chicken. Though, I mean, you know, but you can't have this diet of anything and everything whenever I frickin' want, and then just be like, well, at least I had my juice. So I love that you are making sure that it's balanced, that people know it's part of a balanced, healthy lifestyle. Not just, here, drink my juice, you'll be healthy, because people will try to do that. People go to your Instagram, they'll know it's not that. People will look at your Instagram page and see you cooking, see you doing all these things, so they'll know, okay, it's part of a full story.
It is. And I shop totally different now that I go into the grocery store.
You will.
I know I can limit my shopping to three aisles.
Exactly.
I don't need, there are certain aisles I don't need to go into.
No.
And I could time it just right. It's a whole different type of lifestyle. And yes, it does take some planning, and yes, it does take some chopping and some preparing, but the end results is unbelievable. And it's an end result that you don't want to just do it to fit into a dress.
No.
It's
right. You want to do it to fit into life.
You want to do it so every time somebody's taking your blood, they're giving you the thumbs up. You know, and I had my numbers done just recently, and I was amazed, but I knew that once I stuck to it, that I could do it, because they had me on all different types of medication, and I said, you know what, I know that this is reversible.
She chose me.
So I'm here to say that diabetes is reversible.
Yes,
you know. It's reversible with diet and exercise, daily walks in the park, daily push-ups.
Push-ups.
That's right, baby.
Honestly, I think she can do more push-ups than me at this point.
I can.
She can do a lot.
I mean, don't get it twisted. It'll take me like a week to get back, but
challenge.
Listen, you know,
challenge.
We will challenge.
Challenge. Do it now. Drop. Give it to me.
Wait. Oh, okay. Listen, we're used to just dropping and doing
That's
it.
Right.
It's so funny.
Wait.
Right.
But one thing that I love, you know, about this business is just the fact that, especially when I did the detox, one lady lost 25 pounds.
Yes.
That's a big deal. 25 pounds is a big deal. You know, I do consultations, and I try to keep them brief, but when you start talking about people and their health conditions and their concerns and their barriers, and you try to set SMART goals for those who have never even heard of not eating meat. You know what I mean? It's like not even a thought. So doing the detox with raw foods and mostly juices for some people is a huge deal.
It's a big step.
But the thing that I keep saying to people is 30 days out of 365 days out of the year. If you can't dedicate that to yourself, then what type of discipline do you have for your life in general? If you can't restart, if you can't just like a car needs an oil change, your body does. Your body needs to refuel. It needs to be cleaned out. It needs to start over. And what this does is it adds years to your life.
Yes,
Simple
it
as that.
does.
I don't.
Wait, you know what? We're almost done. We're almost out of time. Oh my God.
Oh wow.
I'm taking I knew this was going to go fast. I knew it was going to go fast. The good thing is, if anybody's watching this, you don't have to stop listening to Akua. She takes time. So, yeah, when I put this up on Instagram, it's going to have her handle on there. And
awesome.
So that you'll be able to reach out to her. You'll be able to grab some stuff from her. She's amazing. Obviously, her mama's amazing. That's why she did. Yeah, but wait, before, there's two things. Really quick, just leave everyone with like a very quick word of advice on just life. Something, if you want to leave something really quick for somebody.
You know what? COVID has forced us into pausing. But we really need to pause more often. We need to pause to look into our loved ones' eyes and figure out and help them figure out what they need and what we can give them. We move so fast and we don't get a chance to slow down and sounds cliche, smell the roses.
Right.
We need to do that. I planted a garden this year and my garden was better than ever before. I have pumpkins growing right now. And I come out,
you took that pause.
vegetables and my pumpkins every day. I speak to my children, my mom every day. If I was working, I would be stressed. I would be stressed and I would be moving really fast. Slow down. Take the time to give a word, to give some assistance to people who may need it. You never know who might need it. And strong people don't look like they need help, you know? So you always have to ask and be willing to help. That's what we're here on earth for. We're here to help each other. And if we can't do that, then what good are we? You know? So we need don't, use COVID as a moment to understand that we need to slow down. We don't need to be so fast paced. Look what happened to nature. Birds came back out, the deers are out. Something miraculous took place. The pollution cleared up. If the people became really good cooks, people lost weight, people lost diabetes, let's slow our lives down, slow the pace down as we get ready to pick back up again. And don't pick everything back up. Take some of the things that we had with us in COVID, deep breathing, calming down, yoga,
I think, would you like for me to say something too?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, she said it all.
Well, you got a few more seconds. Give me something. Give me a few more seconds.
For me, COVID, I guess, and I don't want to make this about COVID because germs have been around forever. You can wash your hands, wash your hands. But to be honest, be kind. Be kind to people. All people, even the ones that you shouldn't be kind to. And I say that because life is funny and you never know when you're going to need somebody.
That's right.
And when you're vulnerable, you'll take anybody's help.
Right.
No matter the color, no matter, honestly, if you need a hand and you're way down, I'm sure you wouldn't deny the help of another person that's able and willing. There's a lot of confusion going on with all the hate, and people come from different places, so of course it's going to be anger, there's going to be confusion, it's going to be hate, and that's okay. Understand that people don't understand you, and sometimes that's okay. That's what makes us who we are. That's what makes this world go round. Listen. One thing I learned how to do was listen more instead of talk over people. And don't judge, because we all come from different homes, different places. I pray for all the kids that are probably being abused at home. I think about it constantly. COVID has been great for some people. It's wonderful.
Horrific for others.
But for some people, home isn't a great place.
Right.
Right.
So just don't judge. Don't be so quick to get angry. You know, not only does it, you know, cause situations or damage, but it also sickens you.
Sure does.
Yes.
You know.
Oh,
So
great. Oh my gosh. That's wisdom. That's love. Oh my. Now, before we go, there's the last thing.
Okay.
I need, give me a number between 1 and 10.
5.
1, 2.
you didn't let me discuss that.
Oh, we had to discuss
It was only one.
We got 20 seconds. Your affirmation is I am loved.
Oh.
Oh, that was perfect. So
That is
we have the
perfect.
hashtag. Instagram is like get out. So thank you all so much for coming on. Today's
Thank you
affirmation
for
is
having
I am
us.
loved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you.